Hello, welcome to the channel. Today's topic of discussion is sound deadening and how much effect does it really have on the cabin noise. Let's get into it. This is my Daihatsu Hijet 1.3 litre fuel injection. It's a UK spec model, S85 from the year 2000. Today I'm going to be doing a little experiment where I set the camera and some microphones up in the back of the cab with a decibel meter and do a little drive around. I'm going to be trying to figure out how much effect sound deadening really has on the day-to-day usage of the van. At the moment there's absolutely nothing in there. It's completely bare and it's actually quite loud. To begin with, I'm going to set a baseline. I'm going to drive around a set loop with different types of road. There's a really perfect new bit of tarmac out here. There's some sort of more crusty roads elsewhere around here. I'll drive around those, have the app running on my phone to measure the volume, and have the mics for the camera positioned one by me, so you get that sort of what you actually hear, and then I'll pop one in the back to see if there's any extra loud spots. And then over the next few weeks, I'm going to sound deaden and insulate the back of the van and then run the test again, see what the difference makes. So I'll show you around the van now, I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll go out for the first test. We're going to have a look inside the back of the van now. I can then show you all the different panels, where I'm going to put the sound deadening, what I think is going to cause, or is causing the most frustrations and noise when I'm driving. As you can see, it's a standard panel van version. Let's open up the back there, and completely empty. We'll open up the sides so you can see. No, we won't, it's locked. That's locked too. We'll open up the side of the van so we can see inside. Completely bare bones. I've even taken the carpet out, which was in there, so hopefully that will give us the worst case scenario. You can see the sliding doors are particularly large on this. They make quite a lot of noise. That's kind of noisy and rattly. Also, these rear quarter panels here, right above the wheel arch. I can feel them moving, even just touching on them. This already has a factory soundproofing layer on it, you can see there. Although it's quite grubby and grotty, that will go some way to suppressing that sound. Currently my front doors are completely naked too, or at least on the driver's side. A lot of vibrations come through there, on the outside of the panel too. Yeah, lots of space for this to rattle around. So how I'm planning to measure this then, I installed an app on my phone called Smarter Noise. And what that does there is it accesses the phone's microphone and it works in that way there. It gives me a sound level at the top. Now I know it's not going to be scientifically, test lab accurate, but it does give me a fairly good indication of what volume levels are happening in the wagon as we go. And I'm going to record this on the same route, drive the same route now with all this empty van, and then once I've sound deadened and insulated the vehicle, I will run the test again and see what readings we get. Okay, so I've got the phone set up on the dashboard, good to go. I'm gonna go from a complete standstill, so let's do the window up so we can really get... That's something that needs fixing. Windows are done up. Seatbelt is on. Let's get the sound app recording. So that's starting now, and we'll start up. So if I be deadly quiet for a second, it's reading about 23 decibels, which I think is pretty standard for like an empty room. Right, we started the van, and at idle I'm getting a 47 decibel recording. Let's head out for a little drive then, shall we? Now the first part of this drive is straight onto really new tarmac roads. And it's a 50-mile-per-hour road, so we're going to get out and straight up to speed. So I've sped this part of the video up because, well, it's just me driving around really, isn't it? But what you can see in the bottom corner there is the sound levels. Fluctuates between the kind of 50 to 70, mainly sitting around that 60 mark. So I reckon that's probably more of an accurate representation. I'll call it a day there. I'm gonna get this window open because I am melting. Whew. Right, we'll head back home. I've just taken the van out for a 10-minute test drive. Different surfaces, completely empty of any sound deadening, no carpet in the rear, nothing like that at all to dampen that noise. We started off on some really good tarmac to begin with, brand new road, and then pulled off a few side roads, different speeds, different surfaces, and we had the app running the whole time. The average sort of values from a quick glimpse seems to be around 70 decibels. I'll check that out in a bit and I'll put the values on the screen and we can have a look at that video there. Then what I plan to do is get the sound deadening, fully line the van, in two minds whether I do sound deadening and then record, and then do sound deadening plus insulation and record, so we can really get a feel for how much of a difference it makes. But yeah, we're going to run that route again and compare the values. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you look out for the second part of this video where I'll have the sound deadening installed and do another audio recording. Don't forget to like and subscribe.